I guess you're not getting see? The s'mores are gonna be all gone, boys. Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about the JW Marriott Muskoka Resort in Muskoka, Ontario, and exactly how that trip went for us, what we loved, what we hated, and what we recommend you should do if you decide to stay here. Stick around for the end because we think this is a crucial tip, and if you miss it, you might be hungry. We booked this resort because I had extra points on my American Express, and so I had a free night, I had some extra points. We got to stay here for 2 nights for much cheaper than what it is. So to start things off, let's talk about the price. This resort, for a 1-night stay for 2 adults, is anywhere from $600 to $800 in peak season. It can probably go higher than that, but that's what it was when we stayed in June. If you were to take an entire family here for 5 days, you're looking at almost $3,600 Canadian. So when you're booking a cottage experience or a resort, I think you probably have some expectations. I've been to a few resorts in my life in the Caribbean and different places, and essentially when you arrive there, you feel a little bit more pampered than you would if you stayed at a hotel. When you go to a resort, at least I expect, I'm gonna go there, I'm not gonna leave unless I choose to go on an excursion or do an activity, but I won't be getting in my car to have to go anywhere. Everything should be on site. So let's preface this whole experience with that's my expectations going in. With that said, on paper, the JW Marriott Resort and Spa in Muskoka looks really nice. It looks luxurious. It definitely does not disappoint in terms of how it looks, how it feels, the smells. All your senses will feel like you're in an expensive luxury resort when you first arrive. And so do we. The property is clean, the scenery is amazing, and honestly, the lake and the area do most of the heavy lifting in this part. So the real question is, does the JW Marriott in this location actually live up to its impressions? Honestly, if you ask me, I will say no. I will say this is going to be a more positive review than negative. I don't want to spend the whole time trashing on them. Not that I could, but there's definitely some things to mention. So for me, honestly, I'm a foodie, and if I go to a place and the food isn't good, or I've got to make sacrifices when I'm spending a lot of money, I tend to get a little bit upset. If food is not at a level of quality that I would at least make myself, then to me, that's a huge problem. I do cook a lot, so my expectations might be higher than the average person. However, when I go to a luxury spa resort in Muskoka, I'm expecting locally sourced, locally made, not processed, ingredients that are kind of luxurious, and I'm expecting things to be served professionally, hot, and also with good presentation. The buffet, when you first walk in, you think, this definitely looks good. I see rice dishes, I see mashed potatoes, I see some fish with a gentleman who cooks the pasta for you, and I also see a kids section, pizza, fries, sweet potatoes. There was also a bread section. So it covers all your bases. There should be no reason why you can't have a satiating full meal at this buffet. It's not like you're going to the Mandarin, you know what I mean? Like it's like a buffet jungle. This is just a Nook buffet. You're expecting high quality ingredients, high quality food. Well, let me tell you, because that's not what we got. So everything looks good when you're looking at it, but then you put it on your plate and you sit in your seat and you realize everything's cold. The potatoes are cold. The pizza was cold. My son didn't eat the pizza. He wouldn't eat any of his food. So my wife couldn't eat much of her food because it wasn't cooked. And everything that was there, nothing about it was fresh or local, for sure. And I ended up finding out more about this when I spoke to the front desk person to try to get some off of our bill, because this was $137 for 2 adults to eat at this buffet. The food did not live up to the luxury experience that we were expecting, or the luxury experience that this cottage resort spa advertises. You're expecting local, fresh, chef-created food that's unique and upscale, at least for me. Okay, so moving on, we'll get over the food. It was a little crazy. But another thing that we found was kind of interesting was the accessibility of this hotel. Because you're on this cascading hill with this cottage style lakefront resort, there's gonna be a lot of elevation change. And there's 2 elevators on the resort that will take you, one will take you to level 2 and the other one will take you down to the base level, which is the lake. These elevators are working, then that's not a problem. But if these aren't working like they were when we were there, which is a kind of a big weekend, Canada Day weekend, we had to take the stairs the entire time. So every time you walk down from your hotel room down to the lake, you're walking down about 10 to 15 flights of stairs. Now, this is not too big of a deal. If you're someone who doesn't have accessibility issues, then this is not a reason not to go to this resort. However, if you are, then I would definitely consider checking ahead to make sure the elevators are working, because you're basically gonna have to go around the whole parking lot and take an access road down to the lake, which we had to do twice. There is a phone at the lake that you can call the front desk, and someone's supposed to come with a shuttle and bring you back to the main lobby. We tried that phone, no one answered, so we had to walk up the long way. Not a deal breaker. However, if you have more than one kid, or if you have babies that require strollers, etc., then something to think about. Now, moving on from all that, because I know I can definitely be a little bit negative. I don't want to trash this resort because it truly is a spectacular stay. For the price, what you're getting is not quite there. It could be though. So after this video is shot, maybe management will change, maybe something will change, not because of this video, but because I'm sure other people are complaining. If they could get a handle on the food and the maintenance and the movement around the resort, then essentially this would be an amazing stay. It would be the ultimate cottage luxury experience. So let's talk about amenities. What does this place have that really makes it stand above a regular hotel? So you have a pool indoors, you have a pool outdoors, which are one pool. You can go back and forth, which is interesting, especially when it's super sunny, you want to stay in the water. You can still stay in the pool on the inside. There's a gym, there's all the amenities you can think of in terms of water stuff. There's a kids inflatable diving dock, there's boats, there's kayaks, there's standing paddle boards. There's definitely loads of activities you can be doing. There's a mountain bike tour you can take that someone will take you around the area on a mountain bike. So yeah, there's definitely lots of cool things to do here. No shortage of things for kids to do. And honestly, I would say that this resort is more geared towards the family cottage experience and maybe not so much the couple cottage experience. You could do both there, but I remember telling my wife that if we had come and didn't bring the kids, I would have felt bad because there's just so much for them to do there. There was a kids splash pad, there's pools for kids and adults, and there's pools for just adults or people over 16. So with that, honestly, if you go here, you bring your own food, or you leave to go get food, or by the time you go to this resort, the food situation is different, then this is definitely a 4.5 out of 5-star stay, in my opinion. You can have a lot of fun here. It just needs to be updated, maintenance, and they need to stop cheaping out on the little things, because that's what makes this place kind of smell weird. When you on paper expect something and you see something and it's advertised this way, but then they cheap out on toilet paper, they cheap out on maintenance, and they cheap out on food, that will leave you with a bad taste in your mouth. And these are things that if they go wrong, they're big deals. If you're hungry, you're gonna be uncomfortable. If there's no maintenance, you're gonna be tired, or you're gonna get injured, or you're gonna get frustrated. If accessibility is a problem, then you're gonna be frustrated. You're gonna feel limited in what you can do. When it comes to parking at this resort, there is on-site parking. There's a daily rate of $30 a day. Essentially, it's a probably 1.5 to 2 minute walk from the main lobby. It's not that bad. There is a shuttle service for that as well. However, we just walked up. Getting in and out of this parking lot is very easy as well. It's not difficult. It's not difficult to get to. It seemed to be always parking spots empty whenever we were there, so there's plenty of parking in relation to the hotel. At the beginning of the video, I told you I was going to tell you something really important that you needed to know, and this is it. If you do want food that's not on a resort, then you probably should just go to the golf course across the street. It's literally directly across the street from the resort. It's a beautiful golf course. It has a beautiful main pro shop, and on the top, there's a restaurant. We asked the waitress about the food and whether or not people from the resort come often, and she said absolutely, people come all the time because their food is always a lot better than what's served at the resort, which is interesting. It was even cheaper to eat at this golf course. So she said all the food was sourced locally and from local butchers and farmers. And it definitely showed in the food. If you're at this resort and you don't want to eat there, but you also don't want to drive all the way to Port Carling, which is a 18 to 20 minute drive, just go to the golf course resort. Trust me, you will have a good meal. They served us, they were fast. Everything about it was nice. They have an outdoor seating area and it wasn't too busy. And stay at this resort because it really is truly the ultimate luxury cottage experience in Muskoka. You just got to get some food, bring some snacks, some jerky, protein shakes, protein bars. I don't know. If you want to, do you want to spend $1,000 a night and have to bring all that stuff? I didn't think so. So anyway, that was our stay at the JW Marriott Resort in Muskoka, Ontario. I hope you enjoyed the review. If you ever stayed here, please comment down below and tell me something that maybe you experienced. And as always, catch you later. See you in the next one. I don't know where we're going next, but I'm gonna tell you all about it, whether you like it or not. No, that's fucked up. What the fuck? If you have any recommendations for where we should go next or what I should review, let me know. No, I don't want to do that. No, that's fucking so stupid. That's all for me. Thanks for watching the video. Comment and like. Do whatever you want to do. I really don't care. Okay, so that's the end. That's the end. Okay, so holy fuck, this is the hardest part. Why is this the hardest part?